Hello, hello, hello! It's Ari here, and I regrettably feel like playing Pokemon again. So we all know about Nuzlocke, right? Because I'm not explaining the rules. I mean, besides my extra rules like no items in battle, no overleveling the gym leader, no setup moves like Sword Dance, yada yada yada. But how about this time, I randomize it? So while my trainer leader dies to the first fight in the game, I'll talk about how I gave each important trainer and gym leader 6 Pokemon they can use when they have better movesets. Which also bites me in the ass against this double-edged Dodrio in Surge's gym. Yeah, I know I could have just stayed in with Duskull and stalled it, but who knows if I could have even won still. Probably. So the real run we're talking about starts off with our lovely starter choice, Squirtle, Ralts, or Poliwag. So basically I'm already forced to choose Squirtle, unless I want a Ralts that only knows Growl until level 6, or a Poliwag that only knows Bubble until level 7. And because of the trainers having better movesets, the only realistic choice was Squirtle. Who knew if the Ralts would have Thunderbolt in the first fight in the game? I'm not complaining because Squirtle is much better than the other two, especially in the early game. I got the encounter of a lifetime on the first route. An encounter that is so good that it's a surskit. I meant to say Route 22 gives me a really good encounter. Oh, that's a letter on my screen. Oh, there's a good encounter. And it knows teleport. And I'm sad. It's what I would say if I didn't catch it. I can get more good encounters, see? Dot. The theme for nicknames for this run is a combination of my deranged thoughts at the time and what the hell I feel like. Rock should be really easy. He's ground type this time around, and I have a Squirtle who can clean. This is the worst possible Pokemon I could have seen. I proceed to have my first death in the run with this water bug falling to it, and then I switch into Curlia to take it out. This dumb idiot decides to use Sandstorm while I switch into Squirtle. You can tell what happens to the rest of his team until this funky frog decides to change the weather yet again. Unfortunately, Swampert is a really good Pokemon too, so it does a lot of damage to my Squirtle, making me forced to switch into my Nuzleaf. Unfortunately, Nuzleaf does not have a Grass-type move, and it never will. So I have to go for Nature Power Swift to take it out. And now I'm screwed. Really screwed. In order to win against this Nidoking, first I had to hit a Supersonic on it with Ledaba, 55 accuracy. Oh yeah, this plane also requires me to kill off Ledaba after it Supersonics it. Then I had to go for a Confusion Roll to kill it with Squirtle. Why did this thing have Earthquake? And used it as I was switching into Curlia. After replacing my expendable bugs with a couple extra encounters, I fight Misty, who is somehow still water type, and my Curlia nearly dies to the lead Squirtle. It would have been really nice right now if my Nuzlocke knew a grass move, but because I randomized the items, I got the TM for Facade instead of Bullet Seed. Oh yeah, moves have the same base power as they do in Gen 8. Thought you should know. So where were we? Oh yeah, I bit the Slowpoke to death and started kicking everything until it slapped a Wingull with a Pokemon who has no arms. And then this Kingdra didn't even stand a chance against my Nuzlocke, even if it tried to use Smokescreen several times. Wait a minute, you wanted to see me suffer. Okay then, here's a Tentacruel who has Sword Stance. And then it has Double Edge. And then when I try to fake it out, it has Protect. At least Egglock did not get crit by Double Edge. Okay, this is blatantly disrespectful. So the rest of this battle is uneventful as ever, so let's move on to another blunder that I made. So here's me losing my Houndour to a Mud Shot by Groudon. And then I decided to switch into my Paris, unbeknownst to the fact they had Fire Blast. I pray to all 4 people who think I care about the Paris. So instead, here's me having no choice but to kill off my Wingull to a Shockwave Meowth. I have no idea what I could have even done here, besides kill this Wingull off. The good news is Teddiursa picked up an Earthquake TM, which means due to capitalism, I have infinite Earthquake TMs now. I mean, if something's technically possible to do, I'm hacking it in to my advantage. But as a downside, my Teddiursa has to learn Cut for the rest of the game, because guess who died in the SSN? Monorock Surge. That was a free gem, I guess. Do I deserve that or not? But here's something we can all agree on. Hitmontop's evolution method is really stupid. I'm in the mid-game, where I get so many good encounters, it turned Erica into a murder house. Also, somehow she was mono grass, just like in the original game. Giovanni did not stand much better of a chance, except for the fact he nearly killed my Matane, and that would have stung to lose that. So the Snorlax encounter was a Raikou, and because Raikou is a bit too strong, I decided to use my own Raikou. Oh, what's this Pokemon? What's this Pokemon's name? It's clearly Slugma. Really? You gave me a Slugma? After I was making a joke about these— There's only one nickname I can give to you now. So against Giovanni's Gengar, the most unfortunate turn of events happened, and you just need to see it for yourself. Oh my god. What the hell? How did that work against me? Anyway, speaking of dumb, unfortunate events, I could not predict that Sabrina Salamence was going to nail my Dodrio with Rock Tomb. I cannot make this stuff up even if I wanted to. But besides that, the last 4 gyms are just uninteresting to talk about. Aw, Giovanni has a bayonet, that's cute. So after getting through Problem Child and pushing boulders disguised as the final obstacle in the game, I got an Elite Four to deal with. Umbreon, Metagross, Ludicolo, Hitmontop, Ursaring, and Nidoqueen rise up to the challenge. And here's my box in case you want to roast me for picking bad choices. L'Oreal begins by sending out a Cordali while I lead off with Umbreon. Toxic plus Confuse Ray is a good start, but I want this thing dead as soon as possible, otherwise Cordali will stare at me funny. I switch into Hitmontop to kill the Brick Break, and it's Mono Rock, so this should be really easy. Spoiler warning, the rest of the fight was indeed easy. Bruno decides to make me regret leading with Hitmontop instead of Umbreon, because this bastard has the audacity to use Ghost types. I'll just go with the idea that he was so bad of an Elite Four member, he decided to kill each of his Pokemon and they all became ghosts. At least Umbreon does not care if I didn't lead off with it, but Torment could bite me in the ass. So enter Double Team Focus Punch Dusclops with leftovers. This is something I would see in a ROM hack. Now don't get any funny ideas. Good news, I have Feint Attack. Bad news, Torment is indeed biting my ass right off. No, I was not in crit range, so I can at least take a hit, but I'm not safe from here on out. I switch into Hitmontop so I can soften the blow from Focus Punch, and then try my luck with Toxic, which thankfully works out in my favor. After some dumb misses here and there, Nidoqueen comes in and ends this monster's life. Isn't it already dead? I use my Ursaring who can't touch this Gengar to be sleep fodder, and then I take out the sub-Focus Punch Gengar with relative ease. As the last Dusclops comes out, I come back with a vengeance. Oh hey, a Gyarados. I hope I don't make any plays that I will regret. I mean, Nidoqueen isn't the worst play ever. I outspeed it and hit it with Thunderbolt, but then the Hydro Pumps me and nearly kills me. And there's the one flying type I did not want to see. So how likely is it for Ludicolo to die? Yes. I mean, what could I have done differently? Nothing could safely take 2 hits from it without me getting crit, except maybe Umbreon, but Umbreon can't really do much back to it, besides like get lucky with Confuse Ray. I then decide to switch stall Zapdos by going into Nidoqueen on a potential Thunder, while switching to something else in case I had something like Drill Peck. It didn't matter too much, but the Nightmares to Double Team almost come back, but I took it out just in time. Oh, a Walrein lead. I end up getting frozen here, but thankfully because I'm stupid lucky, I thaw out immediately and take it out. Please me Mono Ice, please me Mono Ice. I was hopeful at least. Mono Water would have not been too bad if my Grass type that is 4 times resistant to the type did not have to take an unfortunate death. Ursaring unfortunately takes a lot of damage to Earthquake, while Metagross takes a lot of damage to Huntail's Water Pulse of all moves, after a Rain Dance of course. This bitch Lance has 3 Walrein and nobody can take it on well, or even switch into safely on the 3rd one, so I have to say goodbye to Nidoqueen. We had a good run. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. Oh, you have 1 health. At least you're not going down without a fight. Kill this demon Hitmontop. my 4 Pokemon against the champion 6. Let's get right into it. That might have been the worst thing you could have led with. So now Poliwrath comes out, and fearing a potential Psychic, I switch Metagross on a Hail. And now I take a nasty Earthquake, but then I take it out. Oh, my old enemy comes back, but Umbreon will not make the same mistake. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world! Hey, Nidoqueen, don't you dare make my Pokemon horny for you. That will not end well for you. See? I'll make a power play right now. And this play could have not been more powerful. But since Metagross took a lot of damage, it's time to say goodbye to my old friend. Was it a worthless sacrifice? Possibly, but you never know if it could have some bullshit like Substitute Focus Punch. I'm always worried about that. And his last Pokemon. That's a fucking Executor. Okay, I'll just make your demise as painful as possible. So yeah, that's my run, and I just gotta say, that Leaf 4 was pretty fun. But there's still one more thing I need to figure out. What is that Zapdos? Oh my god, this is the horniest ROM I've ever played.